powers of the U.S. Congress are outlined in Article 1 of the U.S. Constitution. Congress can exercise what are called enumerated and implied powers. An enumerated power is one specifically granted to Congress in Article 1, Section 8, Clauses 1 to 17 of the U.S. Constitution. The power to raise taxes and spend tax revenue to fund the military and general welfare programs such as education, law enforcement, and Social Security benefits are examples. Congress also has the enumerated power to declare war. But Congress also has what are called implied powers. An implied power is a power assumed by Congress through interpretation of the necessary and proper clause or elastic clause found in Article 1 just below the list of enumerated powers in Clause 18 of Article 1, Section 8. This clause grants Congress the right to make any laws required to carry out the enumerated powers, specifically listed in Article 1, Section 8. Congress has invoked the clause to create federal agencies that support federal programs, prohibit the bribery of federal officials, punish counterfeiters, and establish many other laws. This clause is also called the elastic clause because it can be stretched to cover a wide range of issues. For instance, Congress can technically make any law to promote the general welfare, which is a very broad statement or consideration. Generally, the powers of Congress have to be executed by both chambers. However, there are a handful of constitutional powers that are specific to a particular chamber of Congress. The House of Representatives has the exclusive power to initiate all legislation that will raise revenue or spend federal funds. The House also has the power to choose the president if no presidential candidate has received a majority of the Electoral College votes. The Senate is granted the exclusive power to choose the vice president if no vice presidential candidate has received the necessary number of electoral votes. However, since the adoption of the 12th Amendment, presidential and vice presidential candidates have run together on a joint ticket, so the Senate has not executed this power. The Senate also has the power to approve treaties and confirm various presidential nominees for federal office, including Supreme Court justices. Impeachment proceedings involve both chambers of Congress. Impeachment is the formal charge of misconduct while in office against a federal official by the House of Representatives. Once an official is impeached, the Constitution grants to the Senate the power of hearing the evidence and acting as jurors in the case. In the case of a presidential impeachment, the Chief Justice of the United States oversees the trial. While the House has begun impeachment hearings dozens of times, fewer than 20 officials have actually been impeached. Of those who were impeached, only a handful have been convicted of wrongdoing and removed from office by the Senate. The House impeached one president in the 19th century, Andrew Johnson, and one in the 20th century, Bill Clinton, but both were acquitted in the Senate when less than 2/3 of senators voted that they were guilty. The House Judiciary Committee approved articles of impeachment against President Richard Nixon, but he resigned under intense political pressure before the full House voted to impeach.